I'm going to show you how to work with a cable needle and do a little bit of cable work. This is a cable needle, if you haven't seen one before. There are different kinds of cable needles. They all work pretty much the same. I like to use these ones that have a little bend in them. For small cables, you can also cable without a cabling needle, but that will be a different video for a different day. So right now we'll just show you how to use the cable needle. And there's a zillion different kinds of cables that you can do. And your pattern will specify how many stitches you take off and how many stitches you cross over and which way to cross them and all that kind of stuff. But I just want to give you the basic understanding of how to use your cable needle so that you'll be prepared. So what you're going to do is work to the place where you're going to have your cable. So we'll say our cable is 4 stitches in. And then you're going to drop your right hand needle and you're going to pick up your cabling needle. So say if we're doing a 2 or 4 stitch cable, what we would do is slip the next 2 stitches purlwise onto our cable needle, and you'll either hold these in the front of your work or the back of your work, depending on which way your cable is crossing, and your pattern will specify to you whether to hold your stitches in the front or the back. If you hold them in the front, your cable is going to cross to the left, and if you hold them in the back, your cable will cross to the right. So we'll just hold ours in the front, and then what you're going to do is knit the next 2 stitches, or however many stitches your pattern tells you. This is going to be a very off-centered cable, but that's okay. And then you're going to knit the 2 stitches from your cable needle. And you can see there's a huge difference between the circumference of my cable needle and my knitting needle, and that's fine. It makes absolutely no difference. Okay, so you're going to knit the 2 stitches off your cable needle. Put your cable needle down, and then continue with the rest of the stitches on your left hand needle. Okay, so now we've got our first little left cross part of our cable right there. And you don't work the cable on every row usually. Usually it's every 4th row or 6th row or something like that. Because if you did it on every row or every other row, then your cable would be really smushed up. So I'm just going to knit across the back of these stitches. And another thing when you're doing your cable, you always do your cable from the front side of your work. So you know if you're trying to do your cable on the back side of your work, you're probably doing something incorrectly. So we're going to say that our cable stitch is worked every 4 rows. So I'm just going to knit another knit row here. And then I'll show you how to do the right crossing portion of the cable. And cables really can add a lot of interest to your project. It makes it look like you really know what you're doing, and that doesn't always necessarily have to be the case. They're really pretty simple to work, but they give your work a really nice, polished, finished, fancy look to them. Okay, so now we're on our 4th row where we're going to do our next cable. So you can see right here is where we crossed our stitches to the right. I'm sorry, to the left, right there. And let's see, how many stitches did we go in? I think we went in 4. You won't have to remember this, your pattern will tell you. Okay, so we're 4 stitches in again. We're going to drop our right hand needle, pick up our cable needle, slipping our stitches purlwise. We'll slip them onto our cable needle. This time we're going to hold them in the back of our work. Then we'll knit 2 stitches. Don't knit these too loose, otherwise you'll have a really big gap right here. So I knit 1 and then give it a little tug. Knit the next one. Okay, then we'll drop our left hand needle and knit the 2 stitches from our cable needle. Put our cable needle down, and then knit the last 2 stitches. So you can see now we've kind of got this curly Q thing going on here, where we had a cable going to the left and then we had a cable going to the right. And like I said, there's lots and lots and lots of different kinds of cable combinations. So we could have done an opposite cable right here so that this would kind of look like an O, and then you can cross them. But that's just the basic premise behind them. Either hold your stitches in the front to cross to the left, or hold your stitches in the back to cross to the right. And that's all there is to it, to using a cable needle.